Hey, what's up, Punta? Maybe not the best way to start that, but it started like that. Punta, I don't mean that you're a bitch. I really don't. I am grateful you're here, and we're just gonna get right into it. So, what are we doing today? What is the overall objective? Well, I'm happy you asked. The first thing is to make sure that you're properly hydrated. After you make sure you're properly hydrated, you're gonna make sure that your setup is correct, which it is. I'm just gonna test this real quick. How do I do that? Test. It's not gonna work that way, so let me do it like this. Test. Cool. Now is the chat okay? There it is. Cool. All right. So what we're doing after being properly hydrated is that we are going to modify the game so that way we have the player going from object to object in a controlled fashion. First and foremost, since my kid is not playing, I will not have their itty bitty face, itty bitty disproportionate face on there. I'll put my face. Okay. All right. And now that we have that, now we're going into the core of the logic here. Um, so right in the very beginning, we add all of the letters that are in there for Papa, and then just because I don't remember if we did test this or not, let's confirm that all of the letters are in there. This is all the positions for all of them. So we're just getting, oh, because it's labeled as a vector 2. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so that is right. That is a vector 2 that we want for all of the letters, and we get that at the very beginning of the game. Great. What's the next step? The next step is to figure out how to put in a tween animation so that way it works correctly. And what do we mean by correctly? Well, let me show you really quick. So rather than having a move toward function, what we're going to be utilizing here is actually a, what's it called? A tween. Dot ease in to I guess we will look for tween property. Where we're grabbing the object of the player, property. What does property mean? Property node path. Okay. And yes, we are also using position, so we can do that. Oop. I thought we should be able to use position, but evidently it's saying no. Position. I'm not spelling it wrong. At least I don't believe I am. Then here, I believe we'll say the actual position of the P for now, and then we'll figure out exactly how we want to put it in the logic so that way it just goes up in the array. Excuse me. So, so here we're going to say the first position, which is a vector 2 of 406 negative 202. Too few arguments in tween property, expected at least 4. Now we only have 3. Okay, so what else am I missing? Duration should be a float value. I don't have any real measuring stick here, so we'll just go with what is here, which is a 1. So let's see what happens. Alright, but we do see the debug going up, so that's good. You can't really see it. Let me adjust that so you can see it. You still can't see it. The debug is going up. And let me see. I'll move myself over here. So, tween invalid, either finished or created outside of scene tree. It's created here. Maybe I'm missing something as far as the animation goes. Let's see. Okay. So this is what we're missing. Oop, what the hell? Okay, try that. Cannot call method create tween on a null value. How is that a null value? Is it because we need to do this? In scene, and then we say tween is tween dot new. Let's see how that goes. Cannot call method. Okay, there's something wrong with the code itself. I'm gonna comment this out for now. Didn't I create T? Give me 1 second. I could have sworn. You know what? I'll hold off because I'm fairly certain I had T prepared, but I don't see it anywhere. It's probably cold by now anyway. So, what is the issue here? Identifier tween not declared in current scope. Okay, well, let's change this back to tween. Which again, I hate that name. I really wish they didn't have that name, but it is what it is. All right, so tween. We create a variable called tween. We get the scene tree, this here, and then we create a new tween. From here, I would think you're able to reference it, but for whatever reason, when we run it, we get a null value, and that is 100% on. Oh wait. Monkey line implicate new parameter data tree is null. How could that be? How could a data tree be null when we specifically get the tree and then we create the scene? That's interesting. That is interesting. Let me think here. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I knew that was get tree. Um, create, create. Yep. Tree. All right, I guess I should say this tree. Try that again. Nope. How is it a null value? Am I missing something else? Hold on. Get tree, create tween. I guess the only thing I'm missing is bind to self, but I don't see why that would make a huge difference. Yeah, see, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense for it to make a huge difference. Hmm. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some tea. Okay. So tea is loading, but what I'm trying to do now is this. And what I believe it is, why I keep saying there's a null reference, is that I'm not creating it early enough. So I think I need to make this at onReady variable, and then it should be able to work. And we just still see that debug going up, so let's see what that's about. Started with no tweeners. Tween invalid, either finished or... Okay, so this is the after effect. I think whatever's happening here. So let's say, for example, just so I can understand this a little bit better, let's print the tween that we created. Okay. Bound to row. All Alright, well, I didn't want to necessarily bind it anyway, so... Do we have to bind it? Pirate Software had a level 4 hype train not too long ago. So that's great. That's where all the viewers must be. Not jealous or envious at all. Much respect to Pirate Software. Just a joke. Just a joke, chat. If we print the letters here, we should see all of the values. Tween, and then all this nonsense, which I don't know what the hell that means. Yeah. Alright, let's circle back. Go even slower. Let's make sure that we're creating it correctly. And run. Can create by either using scene tree dot create or node dot create. Alright, that's the first step. Are we doing that? Yeah, we use get tree, which is what I imagine this is. Scene tree dot create. Yeah. Yep. A tween created using this method is not bound by any node. It may keep working until there is nothing left to animate. If you want a tween to be automatically killed when the node is freed, use Again, I'll be right back. That's gonna grab some tea. Okay. The tween is created by adding tween animations created by adding tweeners to the tween object using tween property, tween interval, and tween callback or tween method. Pretty sure we're just messing with tween property, but for whatever reason it's not letting us. Maybe because we don't have? No, we do. So what is wrong? What is wrong here? It's the initial error that leads to all the other ones. Started with no tweeners, but you don't need tweeners to, like, the tweener should happen at the event. It shouldn't happen beforehand. The pressure that I feel, the uncomfortable feeling that I feel is adrenaline, marking my neural pathways to be marked so that way I'm better able to solve this problem in the future. It is not a sign that I am stupid or I am stuck. It is a sign that I am in the process of learning and my brain is currently trying to mold itself so I can learn. Started with no tweeners. So obviously that's wrong to some extent. But what is the extent that that is wrong? Okay, so it started to do it, which is great news, but it wasn't exactly what we had wanted. I don't even know what fully happened there, honestly. We saw it move, but did we... I feel like I need more camera space to be able to determine, hey baby boy, what's up? What's up, baby boy? Can you see my puppy? There he is. There he is. There he is. There's my boy. You see him? He's so pretty. He's so pretty. What's up, baby boy? He is telling me that he needs to go out. I know that look. You need to go out? Yes? Okay. So we do see this. What I want to do really quick before I take another commercial break is see if I can zoom out a bit. So make this a 0.5, I guess. Let's see what that looks like in there. Yeah. To be able to determine what the hell is actually happening here. Are we, because on collision of P, do we have logic? Yeah, we don't have any logic. So are we just pushing it out of the way? Is that what we're doing? I mean, it does what we want it to. It does what we want it to. So that's a W. That's a W stream. I could end the stream right here and it would be good, but I mean not good, but I'm happy with this progress. We are able to create the tween. The problem that we encountered with the tween animation is that we were not. Once you create it, you also need to execute on it. Now I think I remember reading that it took up tween is more suited than animation player for animations where you don't know the final values in advance. So maybe because we do know the final values in advance, it doesn't necessarily make sense to utilize tween. It would be difficult to do the same thing with an animation player. Yeah, I mean, essentially what we're doing is that one particular line of code here. We're moving the position of our player to this particular vector. And then as this methodology goes, we would just do the same thing for each letter. So then when we select P again, then we go to the other one. That also brings in a different concern of like, well, what if we say P and then you do this and then but there's another letter P. This brings on an interesting thing of maybe this is the reason to utilize tween, because then it allows us to be able to say at this point go here, and then once that's gone out of the scene, then go here. What I'm curious on really quick is, and I know this is not a pretty way to do it, but I'm just slapping it together right now. Oh, we only have letter P mapped. Let's get letter A mapped. -539 -575. And then this is where I'm concerned and where I'm 90% sure we're gonna have to put some logic in play, because if I say press P again, but this time we're gonna go to the third node, which is positive 402 and a negative 1146, and then same thing with the letter A. I think this is just going to be an or if and then measuring the what is the value of the player, what is the Y value of the player. The final one is negative 492, and then 1490, negative 1490. So this, I'm pretty sure, is going to cause an issue. But let's just run it. P, yeah, A, P, P, A. Interesting that it only goes to the two top value ones. I guess that's in order of operations? No, it's not. A, P, A, P. Okay. So we'll have to put and if the... Okay, but I'll do that in a moment. My puppy needs to be walked, so I'll be right back. Hopefully it's not long. We're 36 minutes into the stream as I click this button. 36 minutes. All right, sorry about that. That was a longer than anticipated wait. Um, it's freaking freezing, and my dog took forever, and he didn't even poop. So that was fun for me, especially to come back to cold tea. Also, very fun for me. Um, so good fun, good fun. Give me 1 second while I get this set up. Need to um, do this real quick. Okay, I'll let that load while I do this. All right. All right. If the input is P and and can I just do one and sign or two? I'll stick with that one. Or do I type in and? Yeah, I think I have to type in and. Okay. Alright, I'm not using current position anywhere else. Dot y is less than the secondary value. This is p p is less than negative 1146. Then okay, so that should fix the p. See if we go to the correct p. Nope. Why? P. If I make this a stupid number, oh, it should be greater than negative PAP 1146. I think that'll solve it. Nope. God damn it. It's the second one that was screwing it up, hopefully. Nope. Okay, so it went to the last one there. Hold on. What was the circumstance in which it did that? Do A, P. So P. Okay, we're getting it just out of order. Hmm. So in order to better diagnose this, what I think I need to do in the process function is constantly print the self.global position. That is not going to be an if statement, that is just going to be constantly running. So P. I type in P, the first one, it goes to 402.11.46. So this is going to the second P, and it's saying that, so the condition that is met is that it's greater than negative. So hold on, let me actually get the lay of the land here. A, and then if I type in P, I believe it's going to go to the first one. So here we have negative 492, negative 1490. Negative 492, negative 492, 1490. And then I click P and it does go to the position I think it's going to, which means the Y is greater than 1490. Oh, I think I understand. Because a higher negative number is. This is like my brain, like oh yeah, because a higher negative number is actually lower than a lower negative number. You know what I'm saying? Like that's took me a second to get used to, but because a negative number is higher, meaning 1490 versus 547, it doesn't mean that it is greater. Actually, it means that it's less than, because it's even further down, or in this case, further up. Right, because we start from the ground, and then we move up to this. All my heart and soul wants this to be a short stream, but I don't want to cheat myself out here. This is easy to solve. My brain is just needs to get over the hump of interpreting the friction as a negative thing. It's a positive thing, just like a burn in a gym. Push through the burn, get results. Get the result of the pump. So again, we start off with a value of 20. Here, let me select P just to test it again. All right, so the first one it goes to is 402 1146. So that criteria is being met for P. 402 1146. So it is greater than that, but let me switch it to less than. See if that switches it. P, nothing. Rather than making it logic based off of the position, perhaps we could just iterate on each item within the array. It's not gonna screw anything up, is it? It is. Hey, you stream pretty cool, love it. I want to be friends with sick ideas for your channel. Chat me up. Okay, cool. Let me check you out, man. Account created 8 minutes ago does not bode well for this being a real person. I appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's not a real person. This account was created 8 minutes ago, has no data in it whatsoever. That does not bode well. Alright, so let me see. Can I do it like this? Can I do a comma, and then state it's the first one in there? Okay, fair enough. Alright, so what we can do for every item in the range here. Is this the actual Godot documentation? In a way, yes. So let me do this. So what we're trying to do is just make it automatic, so that way it goes from either. Essentially, it goes up the ladder. As of right now, I have the logic all off, so it goes to A, it goes to P, but not in the order that I wanted to. This is largely because I was utilizing what's it called? Logic regarding where the player's position is. But what I would like to be able to do is move through the array, so that way it just goes sequentially. So I don't have to worry about, per se, the player's position. All I just have to say is, well, when you press P, go to the first letter in the letter list, and then go to the second letter in the letter list, third, fourth, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm thinking right now, because when I was utilizing the logic of the position, which in all fairness isn't a bad system to go by, I just was having like a brain fart of like, why isn't this working? Because again, it's going to the P, it's going to the A, and then it goes to the P again, so that was slightly different, but it's not going to this other A. I don't think I have logic on the other A, to be fair, but here we have an A. When we're at the very tippy top of the A, in the word papa, we are at 492, 1490. And then we're able to transfer to the letter P. So using a for loop for that updates the player's position to the position of the letter. Yeah, and I did see that in what was referenced here. Oh my god, this white screen is deaf. Yeah, so using a for loop here, but I don't know exactly for every integer in there move, I guess. Maybe that's what I want to do. I don't know why this doesn't feel right, but maybe I'm not thinking it through appropriately. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel right. I don't know. But yeah, a for loop sounds right. It just there's also something that feels off about it. But let's go with a for loop for now. Let's see if that is exactly what we're looking for. Oh, God, I hate this. All right, I'm just gonna have to do it like this. So let's start with the very first letter, which is up here. So if the we're gonna take out this logic here, put that as the end of the statement. We'll create the tween, but before we create the tween, we'll say, or you know what? Actually, we'll create the tween, and then after that, we'll say, can I put a for loop and a conditional statement? I don't think I can do that. For every item in letters, maybe? Oh, but then I'm specifying the positioning here within the tween animation. I think you need a process callback. Maybe that's it. Yeah, let's comment this out. Let's say tween dot callback, and then the callable is why am I blanking on what a callable is? A callable is a built-in variant type of representing a function. Well, we don't want to call a function here, right? I guess we can create a function that would, thank you very much for the follow. I guess we can create a function that would, 6 away from our goal, guys. That's awesome. 6 more followers. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. Give me 1 second here, guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do either. Alright, whatever. It's not working. A callback communicates between nodes. Right, but I don't think it necessarily needs it to communicate to the other nodes. Like, I don't really care if, like, letter A, all these letters will have, let me go here. All these letters have a area and the collision shape on it. This is going to do the bulk of the detection once we get there to the other prototypes I had for my kiddo. So it's the same logic that we have applied for this demo, which again my kid did not like. So detecting the collision and then causing an event. In this case, we detect the collision, we hear the letter, and then there's a little explosion. So we're gonna do the same thing essentially, but that is less to do with the player communicating with the letter and more the letter communicating that it's been touched. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't necessarily need, at least I don't think so right now. You very well could see something I don't. I don't think we need to communicate. The letter needs to communicate to the player. I don't think there's any useful information that the player can say to the letter other than it's been touched. But as you can see in this little debug here, you've touched me. We already have that covered, and that's just on the letters themselves. So yeah, I don't think we need that. But a for loop still does make sense. But let me look at callback to make sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But to my understanding, I don't think we need a callback or a callable, which is a built-in function. Yeah. Callback node array clear. Oh, maybe here is where we would do that. Method of built-in array clear. Clear is a function, but we don't need a. Let me do it like this, just to see. Because again, I fully acknowledge you could be right, and I'm just missing something. So it did an array and then the function. So we're gonna do the array, which is called letters, and then the function available, which would be not append. All right. Well, now I need to familiarize myself with the functions available in an array because I do not know, or methods, I should say. We don't need to append. We don't need to duplicate. We don't need to fill. We don't need to find. Hash, I don't even know what that means. Hash. Returns a, nope, we don't need the hash. Maybe we just say letter array 0, and then that'll be it. Let's see that. Shit, I just lost my train of thought here. Letters dot. Can I do letters dot 0? Let me go back to letters. Letters is an array. Array. Oh, okay. We need to have it in the square brackets. So, letters array 0. No? But it's a vector 2. Ah, right, because we have the vector 2 of each of these letters. Yes, yeah, you were right. It is the brackets. We don't need the vector 2, right? Oh, maybe we do, because we're calling for every letter in this array, go through the first one, and then move to that position. Between callback, but it's not adjusting its position. So maybe there's a different function within callback that we could use. Not within callback. Callback refers to a callable, and the callable that we would need for an array. Keep doing this loop, pardon me, guys and gals. So what are the methods that we can utilize here? B search. What am I trying to accomplish? What I'm trying to accomplish is the changing of the position and using I'm trying to change the position by going down the array of the list that we created. To do so, I want to be able to refer to the first one, the second one, and the third one without having to worry about where the player's position is, so that way we're just moving down the array. So that being said, currently we're for each one. I wonder if I'm trying to move through the position. I would iterate through the array, moving the position of the player to the position of each letter. Yeah, and that's what I had before. Essentially what I was doing here with the tween animation was just calling out the like how I got these values was, and I hope I'm understanding it correctly, please correct me if I'm not, but what I did before is where is it? At the very beginning of the function, we call out the letters. The letters is an array of a vector 2. So we get the position of each letter, and then we call out before, what we were doing is calling out the position to say, okay, hey, if they press this, then move to this vector. Take the player, move its position to this vector at this rate. I think I would use a callback to pause the player at the position before moving to the next position. Well, that I don't think. Hold on, let me think through what you just said. I think I would use a callback to pause the player position before moving to the next position. Well, the position wouldn't change unless they collect the next letter. There's no reason for it to, because all of this is contingent on input. So if I circle back real quick to where we were. Boom, it goes to that position, it stays there. Press A, boom, goes to that position, stays there. Boom, goes to that position, stays there. As of right now, the only issue is that it's out of sequence, which is why I was trying to go down an array versus calling out these particular position. I hope that made sense. Because again, it's not going to go throughout, like the for loop isn't going to continue until, well, then again, loops are for continuing, so maybe a for loop doesn't even make sense to utilize because we're doing it one time. And maybe giving some context to what the overall game is would provide some good context. So, because I think you're a first-time viewer as well, a for loop makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A for loop doesn't make sense because we're only utilizing it once. So yeah, a for loop does not make sense. So where am I? So yeah, we'll go back to not utilizing the exact positioning, but moving through the array. I think I'm overthinking this. Like, essentially, it's correct, but I just have the sequencing wrong. If it's out of sequence, it must be in the order you call out the inputs. No, it's not. It's the logic around which the input, or it's the logic around the conditionals of the input. So, if that makes sense. So let me start over. And this is gonna be so ugly, so let me just clear this out. We don't need the constant, or do we need this? I'll keep this for now. So I'm on the ground. I'm at a position of, I'm gonna write this down just because I think it's gonna help me to actually have it written out. Or you know what? Just because I need to get into the habit for hacking anyway of keeping digital documentation. Both of these should be under game dev. And then this is a monkey game. Yes, this is a monkey game. This is feedback from a previous viewer. I just need a notes section. So we start. Our starting point is what again? Negative. I draw on VS Code for this type of thing. I am unfamiliar with drawing on VS Code. I haven't used Visual Studio since I started working with Godot. Oh, it's a website. I'm unfamiliar with that website. So just for the sake of exploring a new tool, let's utilize this. So we have our player. How do I put in a text? We have a player. Their starting position is -149. Get out of here. There's an extension for VS Code. Yeah, I know I've no other Godot developers that utilize VS Code. I just have not had a legitimate reason to go outside of the engine yet. There very well may be, but it reminds me of a similar conversation of like how some developers will be like, well, Python's super slow, and it's like, well, yeah, but like I haven't encountered an issue where I needed to compile that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Arrows drag from one sequence to the next. Let me see what you're talking about here. All right, so first we start off at -143 and a Y of 26. Then let's grab an arrow. I'm new to Godot. I was using Unity before, but mostly software dev. Gotcha, yeah. And I'm mainly a hobby game dev. Similar-ish boat. I was huge. I loved Unity for a very long time, and then as you know, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's some shenanigans that they were pulling. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. So yeah. All right. All right. So we start off at that position, and the very first letter is 406. -202. 406 with a -202. Control D the box. Yep. Well, wait. Control D the box and U the arrow for each box. Control D. That's duplicate, right? Yeah, duplicate. Yep. Whoa. Whoops. All right. Let me get to that in a second. Let me also make you bigger. Oh, thought it would do both. Oh, you know what? It's not that it needs to be bigger. It's just I need to zoom in. Okay. So here we start. Here's our starting position, and here's the first letter. And this is letter. Come on now. Do I need to click a different button? Whoops. P. The arrow's integrated into the box, so you don't need to add them. Oh, 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 there you go. Thank you. I made it look ugly, but yeah, you're right. Come on, move over. Okay, I hate this. I hate this little thing. Delete. It is a good feature. I'm just using it wrong. Why is it like that? All right, it's fine. All right. So, this is where we start. Considering this, oh boy, get out of here. Can I collapse you? There we go. All right, considering this, let me move you. Oh no! There we go. And we don't need you either. How do I get rid of you? Damn. That's fine. Okay. You can grab the arrow in the center. Oh, you can? Oh. Alright, well, I'm learning new things. Thank you for the new tool. Did not know about draw.io. Okay, so the first position we start off with is negative here. Oh no, is there. So we gotta look at the very first letter since it's not going to the right letter. So what is the logic that we have? No logic. Why don't we have any logic on there? All right, let's remove this one, start from the beginning. So if the position, if we press P and since we're not iterating on the thing, we're just gonna reference it directly, which I think is fine because then we could just essentially repeat these anyway. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. So we are on the letter P. We then go to, oh no, if we press the letter P and the self dot global position dot y is, and as a reminder, we start off with a positive value of 26, and then we want to move to a value of negative 202. So if the global position is not less than negative 202, run it. No, damn it. Oh, but because of this one. Let's comment out this one for now. Ah, but if I click that, then nothing happens. Why is that? Because something's wrong with our logic. So negative 202 is the y value for the first letter. And I'm saying if we are at a value that is less than negative, oh, we're not at a value that's less than, so greater than negative 202. Right, because we're positive 26. So that should solve it. Yep, okay. So that's the first one. Again, not the smoothest, most programmer like clean code way to go about this, but I'm just trying to slap it together for my kids so I can have the demo ready for them to play in a couple weeks. And then if they like it, because again, as a refresher, guys, I've made this iteration, which was just there's Olaf behind here. She just wanted Ariel, and I forgot to turn it off. So pardon the little weirdness. She wanted Ariel, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this in time. But anyway, so we had this version. She found it very boring, just wanted to fall off the cliff over and over again. That was the most entertaining thing for her. So that didn't work. Then we went with Flappy Bird. But in this iteration, if I can play it, in this iteration, when she would press jump over and over again, she as a, you know, as a young, very, very young, essentially toddler, just thought like, oh, it's not working. I should be going up, and I'm going up, but I keep falling down, and that's annoying. So I made it more floaty, but still, she then eventually just wanted to go up and go down. That was her favorite part of this game, was just to go up and down, which is really cool designing games for a toddler. Well, I don't know if hold on, let me ask Google real quick. "36 months. Who's counting it like that? What kind of psychotic person? Ages 1 to 3. So, I mean, my kid just stopped being a toddler. Recently stopped being a toddler. So, but anyway, it's really cool designing games for like little ones like this. So if I'm playing, or sorry, my kid's playing, or my kid's playing, or my one of my kids' friends or my friend's kids is playing, it's really cool to do that stuff for them. That's how you buy clothes. I have 4 kids. Yeah, 4 kids is crazy. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. That's incredible. And I say that because like I have just enough patience for one. Like, and I push it on a daily basis. So kudos to you. That is incredible. They're labeled 36 months. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm when I bought clothes for my, yes, you're right, because before that is how they were labeled, and now that I'm at the further end of 3 years old, almost 4 years old, they start labeling them like 1T, 2T, and 3T, 4T, so on and so forth. But yeah, before, when they're originally born, that is how they mark it. So yeah, you're right, 100%. And of course, obviously, you would know with 4 kids. Wild. I mean, again, kudos to you. I'm just like crazy in this economy. But again, I'm sure you love your kids very much and take good care of them. But yeah. So yeah, anyway, it's cool to design games for them. Let me go back to this. So that was our first box, is 202. Now that we have that going, let's stick back to where we had before. We're gonna actually not take this away, but we're gonna comment that out for the time being. Okay. Oops. So 202. Now we need less than or equal to, I don't remember what it was, but 575 is the next one. Boom. And then essentially we're going to repeat ourselves here. $575. And again, I know this is not the best code here at all. I'm just trying to get it slapped together. We are at 1146. And then the last one. What's wrong with this? Oh, whoops. And then, are you trying to get the closest letter to the player position? Not necessarily. Yeah, essentially, yes. Actually, yes. Yes, the closest letter to its position. Yeah. And then 1490. And again, I know there's a better way to do it. I'm just slapping shit together. P. Oh no! Damn it! It worked before, so this one's fine. Let me switch this one to greater than, or sorry, less than rather than greater than. I think that'll solve it. P. Damn it. All right. So P works. Then we need A, which should be less than. P. A. Son of a bitch. P. A. Damn it. Okay. Use a loop through the array, checking the absolute distance from player position, and delete the letter from the array after you visited that letter. Use a loop, go through the array. Yeah, I mean, you're right on the setup and you're right on the execution. I just, I mean, it's not too crazy to set up. Because what we would do. Alright, do we need this for loop? Would it make more sense in the grand scheme of the game when we get different letters in and then incorporate the alphabet to be able to iterate through this entire list like that? It would find which ones are closest if we're measuring the distance. Yeah, let me see what is native in Godot for distance detection. Because I'm wondering, can I just call out the vector? And then the vector has a property. Why am I guessing when I can just do this? Angle, clamp, floor, max, rotate, reflect, lerp, normalize, length. Why am I not doing it like this? Stop. Distance. There we go. Returns the square distance between this vector 2. Okay. And this is within a vector 2. Okay. Direction 2, distance 2. I will be right back. My dog's being weirdly quiet, and that's not like them. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna review what you just said, gamer. Give me 1 second. Alright, gamer, are you still there? Looks like you left, but let me take a look at what you said. So we create a variable to measure the distance. We have a set value for the distance. Then we create a variable that is the temporary distance, and we set up a variable that is closest for player. For n in group, temporary distance is equal to player distance to the n position. If the temporary distance is less than the distance, then I'm having a hard time understanding the code you said. It's not that, and it kind of makes sense what you're saying, and it probably does make complete sense. I just need to wrap my brain around it. Are you still here, gamer? If you are, let me know, so I can see if I'm interpreting your code correctly. Looks like he's gone, or they are gone. Gamer with 4 kids. Alright, gamer with 4 kids, what I will do is put your note in our notebook from feedback on the code. I will credit you as well. Looks like you've been a gamer for a little while. Let me see. Let's check out your profile because you were gracious enough to visit our stream. Let's see, do you stream? You do not. You do not have any videos or anything like that, which is 100% fine. You just enjoy Twitch to enjoy Twitch, which is completely valid and fine. But okay, I say that just because I was going to follow you, but you don't stream. So no issue there. But I will credit you here. Excuse me. Yeah, gamer left. Okay. But he introduced us to what I believe to be solid code for the setup, and then that too, which makes more sense. Like, it's more work in the beginning, but I think it's overall less work in the overall, because as of right now, we have to define each and every single position that it should go to, which is not ideal. And ultimately, I would also like to be a better programmer. So I should take the time to figure out how to properly do this. Because where are we at with this right now? P goes to P correctly, A, P. Sorry, it falls apart at what point? At A, right? P, and then yeah, A is what's wrong. If I switch this to greater than, that still doesn't solve it. No, it does not solve it. So let's try what he said here. So let's say and self dot global position dot distance 2, and then we would have to plug in a vector 2 anyway of letters and then 0. I don't think that I'm saying the right thing here. I'm 90% sure I'm not. I'm 90% sure I'm not saying the right thing here. It's a shame that gamer went away so quickly, but that's how shit works, right? That's how Twitch works. There's a bunch of other amazing people to watch, so I do not blame them. Blame them. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna call it at a 2-hour stream today. It's just not gonna work for me today. Unless of course I get another like couple viewers. Not that I don't appreciate you, my forever lurker. I really do appreciate you. I just need to be able to understand. My brain's not working at 100%, and I want to be able to work at 100% to do this. So I'm just gonna cut it at 2 hours. So a decent amount of time in this. Let me pull up distance 2 again. Give me 1 second to look up some stuff and think. The problem being think I figured it out. Rather than putting logic here, what we could just do, because we're referencing the vector 2 here, we just say letter and then the array of 0. Because it's already a vector 2. And then letters array 1. Let's see if that works for these two. Take away this logic so that way it's not. It's a 1-to-1. Why is it still going to that one? Ah. I gotta cancel out these two for the time being. Okay. Yep. Solved it. So we solved it by, rather than thinking of this super cool creative way, we can just, since we already have it as a vector 2 and we're essentially putting the vector 2 here, we can just say the next one in the list. So letters 2. I mean, and even this is like, I'm sure there's a way to iterate through it, perhaps through the for loop, but I'm just gonna go for this one right now. Let's see. Damn it. What the hell? Ah, because there's nothing to tell that this is a sequence. So why shouldn't this one go before this one? Alright, we're referencing the vector position more cleanly, but the ordering. Is it worth creating an... and the self dot global position dot y is where do we start? Where was draw.io? Didn't we have that pulled up from one of our, somebody in chat said that, and there it is. So we start. Nope. Yeah, because then it should do this. And then for this one, since it's the third 1, 2, 3, it's the third level of escalation, it should be and self dot global position dot y is equal to the or is equal to the 1, 2, 3. It wouldn't be the third position, it would be this position is equal to negative 5, 7, 5. And this would be the second position, so we're utilizing the same logic. And is equal to, because it'll be at the first letter, so the first letter is equal to negative 202. What? Why would it do that? Doesn't make sense. This one. So this is the final value, which would be 1146. All right, that's done. So that's good. That's done. What we now need is, um, um, so rather than creating an array and going through the array, I'm good on cheap viewers, but thank you, Random Bot. I appreciate you at least commenting. Hey, Random Bot, how about you drop a follow and maybe I'll check out your cheap viewers. Rather than iterating on the array, we know what position it's going to be at. So like if the position is at, so rather than going through the array, which again would be cleaner, I know that would be cleaner, what we're doing is, I mean, we're still iterating through the array with this, but we are referencing because we know where it will be at, which inherently is inverse to a tween. A tween should be utilized when you're not so sure what the variables will be, but it is what it is. We have it solved. So what I'll do as a final thing is just add the I think I'll just add the animation and colors and all that shit. So let's go back to our world here. We don't need this one, but the animation player I will take. And apply it to letter P. And then we need the particle effect, which is under the sprite itself. And then we just need logic. So here, once we're touch, we're gonna say animation dot play and then it'll play the touch animation. Once it plays the touch animation, we'll also grab the audio player, and then we'll dot play, and then we just need to attach the sound to the audio player. Attach the sound to the audio player. My brain is not working. I need the letter P. Put this into scripts, put this into scenes. Oh, I thought I had the whole alphabet. I do not. P. Okay, let's make sure that that works. Puh. Oops. Puh. Not exactly what I had in mind. Hmm. Puh. Alright, I will call it there. But thank you all for joining. I greatly appreciate it. We're just gonna continue to work at it. I wanted to get more done, of course, but I gotta listen to my body, and this is the only opportunity I'm really gonna get for rest before I get my kiddo back. So I'm just really gonna try to enjoy the time to have the moment to rest. Of course, doesn't excuse me from putting in the effort, which I'll continue to do. I even feel guilty ending it this early. But I don't know why it also changes its scope. And then it doesn't do anything. Just Q freeze it. But it should play the animation and make the sound, but then it doesn't. So let's do this. Let's reference something more blatant. Puh. A little bit more peculiar. I don't know. I think this is a scoping issue because if I adjust it like that, maybe that'll. No. I don't know. I'll come back to it. But again, thank you guys very much for joining. Next section, we got the fundamentals going, so we just got to get the juice of it. So next session will be a lot more exciting. We'll get the player to look like a monkey. We'll have the monkey jump from letter to letter, and we'll create some environmental stuff and potentially some animation around that. So I think that'll be a lot more fun of a stream. Thank you again so much for joining. I really do appreciate it, you guys. Especially my loyal lurker. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for attending the stream. If somebody hasn't told you lately, know that you are loved and you are valued and you deserve to be on this earth. And if it's hard to stick through it, I've been there. Just say one more day. Please, just say one more day.